Hi guys! I am your teacher May, and for today's video, I'm going to teach you the terminologies in baking. Are you ready? Let's start! Good morning class. Please stand up and let us pray. Miss Matriana, can you please lead the prayer? Amen. So, how's your day? How's your morning, everyone? So for our attendance, please just prepare a one whole sheet of yellow pad paper and then disseminate it in the class. Please put your name and also a signature and then the time and date today. Is that clear? Okay. So before we proceed to our lesson for this morning, I have prepared. Do you want to play a game? So let's play. So for this morning, I have prepared here 5 sets of jumbled letters. And all you have to do is to arrange the jumbled letters and then you have to guess the right word that each jumbled letters implies. Is that clear? Okay, oh by the way, I will just give you 5 seconds for each set or for you to think and then guess the right word. Is that clear? Okay, let's start. Are you ready or you want to play trial? Okay, trial first. Here it is. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, Miss Rose says, what's the answer? Perfect. It's score. So are you ready for the next round? Getting the mechanics of the game? Okay, let's proceed. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, Mr. Alcantara, what's the answer? It's Greece. That's right. Please give him a round of applause. So next set we have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, Miss Matriana, what's the answer? Perfect. That's cream. Okay, so next. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, Miss Valdueza, what's the answer? Great. That is beet. Okay, so next we have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, Mr. Rufo, what's the answer? Very good, that's fold. Okay, next we have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, Mr. Roca, what's the answer? Perfect. That is butter. So that's it for our game. So for this session's rules, we have here 5 rules. I know you are familiar with this, but I just wanted to remind you. Okay, first, listen to me as I discuss or as I speak, or even if your classmate speaks. And then respect the teacher, respect each and everyone inside this classroom. Third is raise your hand if you want to say something or you want to answer. Fourth is be cooperative, and then last is always participate. So based on the game that we just have, did you get an idea of what will be our lesson for this morning? Okay, Miss Valduesa. Great. So our topic for this morning is all about terminologies in basic baking. So before we start, who among you can still recall the last topic or lesson that we have discussed. Okay, Miss Orpinada? Great, it was all about the laboratory safety guidelines. Okay, can you please give me at least one of those laboratory guidelines, Mr. Paz? Perfect, tie back your hair. Okay, Miss Junlai, why do you think it is important to tie back your hair while doing laboratory work? Perfect. So now the topic for this morning is terminologies and basic baking. So why do you think it is important for you to familiarize yourselves with the terminologies used in baking? Most especially that you are a food and service management student. Okay, Miss Valdueza? Great, so for you to familiarize, and of course you will be able to encounter these terminologies when doing your baking session. So let's proceed to the objectives. Okay. To the objectives of this lesson. First, you will be able to define common baking terms to enhance understanding of baking terminologies. Second is you will be able to appreciate the importance of knowing baking terminologies. And then third is you will be able to demonstrate an exemplary understanding of the terminologies in baking. So the first terminology that we have is butter. So, Mr. Alcantara, can you please read the definition of butter? Okay, thank you so much. So, based on what Mr. Alcantara just read, can you please explain or give an insight of what butter is, Mr. Aranilla? Okay, that's good. So butter is just a mixture of basically a flour and liquid ingredients. So as you can see in the picture right there, it's almost liquid, right? So that you will be able to pour it out. So the ingredients is simply the flour and then the liquid. Okay, getting it? So next we have beet. So Miss Arkiza, can you please read the definition of beet? Okay, very good. So based on the definition, what is beet, Miss Biscocho? Okay, thank you. So when beating, we incorporate air into the mixture that we are beating. So most commonly or usually we use beet when beating egg, right? So when beating, we incorporate air into the mixture called aeration. So getting it? Next, we have blind bake. So Miss Carabalido, can you please read? So blind bake. Thank you so much. The process of baking pie crust without a filling. So before we put the filling into the crust or this pie crust, we cook first the crust so that we can avoid the saggy feeling or the saggy texture in our baked products. Getting it? Okay, next we have caramelize. So I know you are familiar with this. I know you are familiar with caramelize, but can you please read Mr. Daleda? Thank you so much. So caramelize is just melting the sugar until it gets brown. So you can use it to decorate your baked products. Okay, next we have cream. Can you please read Miss De Leon? Thank you so much. So what is cream, Mr. Dikina? So simply cream is just a mixture or combining sugar and then fat. Then you're going to mix it together, and then when you're mixing again, we incorporate air into our mixture. So always remember that when you're doing mixing or whatever mixing it is, mixing method, you are incorporating air into the mixture. Alright, next we have duck. So duck, can you please read Miss Junlai? Okay, so duck, it is simply to prick the surface using a fork or a ducking tool. So why do we do ducking to our baked products, most especially in on the pie crust? Why do you think? Okay, Mr. Roca. Great, so we do ducking so that we can avoid the baked products, or most especially the pie crust, from exploding inside the oven. So that's the reason we do ducking. Getting it? Okay, so next we have dough. So dough, I know you're familiar with dough, but dough is just a mixture of flour and liquid, just like butter. But what do you think is the difference between butter and dough? Yes, Mr. Dikina. Okay, that's good. So in butter, it is liquid-like so that we will be able to pour it. And then in dough, it is, what do you call this? It is more on solid ingredients. So butter is more on liquid ingredients so that we can pour it. And then in dough, it is more on solid ingredients so that we will be able to, or we can knead it. So later on you will encounter the word knead. So getting the difference between butter and dough? Okay. Again, what is butter? Or what's the difference between butter and dough, Miss Salitico? Good job. So you're getting it. Next term we have fold. So can you please read, Mr. Enriquez? Thank you so much. So based on the definition, what is fold, Mr. Lopez? Okay, perfect. So fold is simply putting something on the top of another, or to be specific, it's lighter, or the ingredient that you're going to put on the top of something or on the top of another is lighter than the ingredient underneath. So I will be showing you here a video so that you can better understand what folding, or how do we do folding.
Folding is a technique where a lighter mixture is gently incorporated into a heavier mixture. To start folding, sacrifice a small portion of the lighter mixture, in this case the whipped cream, by stirring it into the heavier mixture. Place about 1/3 of the remaining whipped cream on top of the cooled fruit. Then, cut through the whipped cream and fruit, bringing the mixtures up and folding them over on themselves, while at the same time rotating the bowl. It's important to be gentle so as not to deflate the air that's been built up in the whipped cream. Once the lighter mixture is folded in according to your recipe, fold the remainder of the lighter mixture in.
Is folding now clear to you? Okay, very good. So the next term we have is grease. Okay, Miss Mando, can you please read the definition of grease? Thank you so much. So grease, why do we do greasing? Okay, Miss Tamayo. Okay, very good. So we do greasing so that we can prevent the products to be baked from sticking into the pan. So that's why we grease the pan using oil or butter depending on the recipes and instructions. So is that clear? Okay. So the next term we have is knead. So I have mentioned this earlier. So based on the picture, what is knead, Miss Matriana? So knead is, in Tagalog, we called it pagmamasa. Very good. So we also incorporate air when kneading. So next we have laminate. So laminate, can you please read, Miss Miones? So laminate or laminating is simply flattening the dough, and then you're going to put the butter on top of the dough, and then you're going to fold it, and then butter, fold. So that's laminating. So we do laminating so that we can create a flaky texture. Is that clear? Okay. So next we have preheat. So preheat, can you please read, Miss Orihines? So preheat, why do you think preheating the oven is important before we proceed to our preparation of ingredients or the process of our baking process? Yes, Mr. Usman. Very good. So we preheat the oven so that our baked products is well cooked. Getting it? That's simple as it is. So we preheat the oven so that we can create a quality baked products, so that the baked products will be cooked just right or baked just right. So next we have So next we have proof. Proof is also known as rising or bulk fermentation, means to let a mixed and kneaded dough rest undisturbed. So we have three we have three categories here of proofing, which is under, just right, and over. So for under, it means it's not yet, or the dough is not yet well risen. So just right is the good quality of the dough. Then over is the dough has over fermented. So in proofing, we should so we do proofing so that we can set the dough and let it rise, just right, not under, not over, just right. So next term we have sift. So can you please read, Miss Orbinada? Thank you so much. So in sifting, we also incorporate air into the flour. We also incorporate air. So again, what do we call when we are incorporating air into the mixture? It is called aeration. So in sifting, we remove or separate the large particles or lumps from the loose particles so that we can have a smooth dough or butter. Next, we have score. So score, can you read, Mr. Paz? So thank you so much. So score. So we do score so that we can also avoid the saggy feeling or saggy texture in our baked products, and also it is used as decoration. It can serve as a decoration to our baked products. Next we have whisk. So whisk is also a kind of mixing method. So can you please read, Miss Peñamante? Thank you. So whisk, we just it's a kind of stirring or beating ingredients together, and then we incorporate air into the mixture so that we can create a soft ingredient or mixture. So we do whisking. So usually we do whisking in white egg, or they're called the white in the egg when we separate the egg yolk. So that's how we use whisk or whisking. Next. Oh, that's all. That's all for today's lesson. So do you have any questions? Any violent reactions? Charot. Questions? Do you understand our lesson? Okay, that's good. So now let us proceed to your activity. I will be dividing you into 4 groups. So just count 1 to 4. So let's start with you, Mr. Alcantara. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now proceed to your group. Here's the group 1, group 2, group 3, and then group 4. Okay, proceed to your group mates. So we will play charade. So are you familiar with the game called charade? So I guess not. So here's the mechanics of the game. So I will divide you into 4 groups. So I already did. And then each group will choose the first player to act in front. So you will be having 1 representative to first act the first word that I will hand to you later on, and then the chosen player will pick a card of terminology. So I have here, and then next the game will start with the group 1, 2, and then 3 and 4, and then vice versa, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I have only 5 cards here for terminologies. So the first group to finish the 5 cards with the highest score will be the winner. Is that clear? So for tire, I have prepared here extra words or terms for the tire. So we will have another round if just in case we will have a tire. So did you get the mechanics of the game? Okay, let's proceed. So our winner for this game is the group 4. Please give them a round of applause. And then followed by group 2, and then group 3, and our last group is the group 1. So did you enjoy the game? That's great. So for your assignment, before that, I have prepared a quiz. Let's have your quiz. So for your quiz, just prepare 1/4 sheet of paper, and then now let's start. Okay, finish with number 1. Okay, number 2. Okay, done with number 2. Number 3. Okay, 4 and 5. Yes, it's just 5 items. Okay, finish or not finish, pass your paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, thank you so much for your assignment. For your assignment, so for your assignment, you are going to make a reflection with a minimum of 300 words about the importance of knowing the baking terminologies for you as a food and service management student. Okay, just take a picture of it, or I'll send it sa ating GC. So, okay class, that's all for today's session. I hope you learned something. Any question? Clarification? Okay, none so far. You can just message me if you have questions, okay? So that's all for today. Goodbye, class. Thank you.